Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Midweek Chat with Jasmine. I'm your host, Jasmine Bryant, your brand visibility coach, helping women over 40 who are coaches, speakers, small business owners, and basically the CEOs of their lives become more confident and more comfortable on camera so that you can make more money, have more leads, and have the life and the business that you want and, quite frankly, deserve. And to that end, we are joined today by Gerald Robison. He is someone who has lived in 27 places. Finally, I meet someone who's lived in more places than me. He's climbed global landmarks, dropped wisdom on stages around the world. He has degrees in education, psychology, sociology, theology. So, when he talks about time, purpose, and mindset, you better listen because he's going to drop some knowledge on us today. So if you've ever felt like you just don't have enough time, then this is for you. We're going to stop chasing it and start owning it. So welcome, Gerald.
Well, thank you so much, Jasmine. It's a pleasure to be here.
It is a pleasure to have you here. I've been really excited to talk with you because, time management is hard. We all have the same 24 hours in the day, but yet some of us can get a lot more done than others.
That's right.
Um, Yeah, so before I jump into that, tell us a little bit more about what it is that you do.
Well, I do a number of things. I'm at that age where I can do whatever I want, so I
I
do
love it.
a little there. But I've always been interested in time management. Back in, I think, junior high school or high school, we had to read, um, what was it, Cheaper by the Dozen. And it was
Mhm.
a book about a guy who was a time management specialist. And that always intrigued me. As I near the other end of my life now, time has grown more precious, it's grown more valuable, and everybody wishes they had more of it. And I had to face that. I shared with you earlier, I had tongue cancer, and we thought that there was a day coming that my life would be close to an end. And so I started preparing myself. And I wondered, how can I get more done in the time I have? And that set me on this discovery of how to manage my time. I hated calling it time management. And it sounded boring. It sounded, I don't know, scholastic or technical. I just
Mhm.
wanted to get more done in the time I had before I had no more time.
Yeah.
And so I began looking at my life, observing what I do and what I did not do. And one of the things I did not do was I would put things off that seemed to interfere with me getting other things done. Little things that just intercepted my day and was more of a speed bump. I would look out my window and see the mailman deliver the mail, and I would think, oh, I'll get that later. I don't want to stop what I'm doing. It'll interfere. It'll take too long. And then one day, I just had a stopwatch and I timed myself from my desk to the mailbox 30 seconds.
Oh, wow.
And it dawned on me, I thought that would take a lot longer. I put this job off because I thought it took more time than it actually did. So I started looking at other things in my life, whether it was filing papers, straightening up the pantry and the kitchen, rearranging clothes in the closet, or redoing my desk. Why do I not do some things? Because I thought it took more time. And so I began to discover I don't want to micromanage my time, but I do want to manage my micro moments. The
Okay.
all packets of time, I tend to waste them. Um, Maybe to watch television. Most of us do. And even
Mhm.
when you pay for streaming, you have to watch commercials. And I thought, why? Why do I have to watch their commercial? I can't speed it up. I can't run through it. but I can do something else. Well,
Mhm.
what can I do in 1 minute or now 3 and 4 and 5 minutes?
Yeah.
And so I started rearranging what can I, and with my stopwatch, I began listing 30 things I could do in 30 seconds during those commercials. And then I went from room to room in my house. I began to venture out when my wife would want to go to Walmart. And she said, "Are you going to go in or are you going to wait for me?" I said, "I'll wait in the car. Text me when you're ready and I'll pick you up." But what happened is I began to think, what can I do in 30 seconds in my car while I'm waiting? I mean, why don't I just sit there and do nothing? Because that's wasting time that will require time later and interfere with other things. So I listed 30 things I can do in 30 seconds in my car while I'm waiting. What about when I'm waiting in line at whether it's a grocery store, Walmart, Home Depot, wherever? 30 things I can do in 30 seconds while I wait in line. 30 things I can do in my garage, in my garden shed, um, in my closet, in the pantry, in the living room, in the bedroom. And so I put those things into a book I just finished.
Oh, nice.
30 seconds that can change your life. Learning to use the unused moments of life.
Oh, I love that. Is that available online for people to purchase?
Oh, yes. You can go
Oh,
to Amazon or
okay.
some of the other bookstores, but it's out there now. It's fresh off the press.
Oh,
But
perfect.
it's one that's helping people to adjust their life. You don't have any less time than Elon Musk or Warren Buffett. You said that at the introduction of our getting together. We all have the same amount of time, but they do seem to be able to do more with their time. I think
Mhm.
it, it's not that they have money and can get more done because they hire people to do it. It's that they've learned to manage those micro moments that distract the rest of us.
Hmm.
We miss the opportunity. Each of us, while time, we all have time, and time is eternal, but we are not.
We are not.
We have a
Yeah.
certain amount of time that only God, I suppose, can judge and give out. And when it's over, it's over. During that lifetime, I've often wanted to ask God, can you give me more time? Can you give me more time? I've got so much to do. And now I'll sit back and I wonder, maybe He's going to ask me, what did you do with the time I gave you?
Hmm.
There were so many moments, so many micro moments of time, little packets that you could have used. You thought you couldn't, but you could have.
Right.
That's why I put the book together to help people redeem their time. Otherwise, it slips by and it's gone forever.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and it's so, it can be so fleeting. And I don't think we realize how much time we actually waste, especially in this day of social media. I mean, I can pick up my phone and go on Instagram for, 30 seconds to answer a message. And then an hour later, I'm still scrolling. So
Right.
we just waste so much. And I could have like folded the laundry that's been sitting in the basket for a month. um you know why do people always feel like they're constantly, I mean, that's probably one of the reasons, but why do people feel like they're always behind um when it comes to time? Is it just the mindlessness of wasting it?
Um, I think almost everyone feels as if I have too much to do.
Hmm.
And no matter how many time saving devices we buy, we never have enough.
Yeah.
I have not found that the time saving devices actually save me time. There's never been a day where at the end of the day I have a bucket of time I can walk off to the bedroom with. I can't save it. It's like the minutes on your phone in the old days. You can't save it over till the next day or the next month. It's
Yeah.
use it or lose it. So I began to look. I found there are certain things you can do with time and certain things you cannot do.
Okay.
You cannot save time. You cannot buy time. You can't kill time. You can't make time. You can't slow time. You can't stop it or reverse it or even change what's already happened. What you can do is you can choose to use it wisely or let it pass like a ship in the night, never to be seen again. For the next 30 seconds, or when you and I sign off and 30 seconds go by, if somebody doesn't use that 30 seconds, they will never get it back. They will be 30 seconds older. They can't go back and say, well, I should have, could have done this or that. It's just gone.
Mm.
It's like money flowing out of your bank account. You can either use it to buy something or it just goes away and you never see it again. Um, so many people waste time. We sit there and do nothing,
Mm-hmm.
twiddle our thumbs, watch a commercial, or just hum a song while we wait for something. There are 30-second packets of time you can actually use significantly. Let me throw that word in. It's not mindless usage to doing piddly things in 30 seconds. Every one of those are about 640, I think, listed
Mm-hmm.
things that are significant you can do in 30 seconds.
Well, what's on your list? Like what are some of the things that are on your list?
There are little odd jobs my wife has for me. And quite often, if we were doing a commercial, she might say, don't forget to do this or do that. And I'll say, well, when this is over, I'll get to that. Well, the problem is maybe I will, maybe I won't. I might forget. So if she reminds me on the second commercial, I'll say, don't nag me about it. She'll say, I'm not nagging, I'm just reminding you. How can I remind you without nagging? And so I came up with a system. I said, I hate disorder. And so why don't you write whatever you want done on a post it note and you leave that in front of me? That post it note will bug me. This post it note will nag me, not you. I won't blame you. I'll blame me because that post it note is still there. And I promise you, I will not remove that note until I get that job done. As the next commercial approaches, I look to see what the next note is. Can I get that done in 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes? Yes. Get up and get it done. Why watch a commercial about something I don't want, don't need, and
Mhm.
don't want to buy
Yeah.
when I could get something done that's on that list? So I mentioned I like organization. That's a great word. If you went to the doctor and you said, I have this heart problem, you would want him to take his stethoscope and know where to put it. You don't want, if he puts it on your back or on your leg or your arm,
Run.
you think, I better get a new doctor.
Yeah.
But you expect him to know where the organ of your heart is because your body is organized.
Okay.
They know where to look to find your heart, where to look to find your tooth, where to look to find a backache. Where do you look to find that blue sweater? Why don't you organize that closet? In 30 seconds, you'd be surprised. You can take all the blue sweaters and hang them together, all the white blouses, put them together, all the blue jeans, put them together. Then, when you go into the closet, you're not looking, where am I going? Where am I looking for? It's there. Organized helps you to slim down the time required for an objective that you have. And I've brought the organization to your pantry, to your kitchen drawers, to your office desk, to your car glove compartment. That's part of what's in the book. Uh,
Mhm.
but it's all part of how do you get yourself in a position where you actually do use micro moments of time to free up large portions of time to get the big objectives of your life accomplished. And that's what makes you really satisfied.
Okay. That I mean, I love the Post-it note idea. Like, I think that is absolutely brilliant. You can blame the note, not your wife.
It really
Happy
works.
marriage.
We've done that now for 40 years,
Oh,
and it took
wow.
us 12 years to learn that. We've been married 52.
Aw.
But the bathroom mirror is the main post-it board. I hate seeing post-it notes on my bathroom mirror. And it's my objective every day. What's on there that I can get rid of? And
Yeah.
it keeps me going. It uses my time well, and it really does free me up. Now, do we have time for me to go into one more thing?
Yeah, yeah, go for it.
Okay. There was a guy by the name of General Dwight D. Eisenhower.
I think I heard of him.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
became one of our presidents. Well, he was a very astute man. He knew how to organize, and that's why he was a general. That's
Mhm.
why he led the Allies in World War II. When he became president, he had even more things cast upon him to get accomplished. So he came up with what he called the Eisenhower Matrix. And again, I talk about it in the book. The Eisenhower Matrix says take all of your to do list and make a big plus sign. That makes four quadrants, four squares. Label those to do now, to do later, to assign to someone else, or to not do at all.
Mhm.
Take those things you have and put them in one of those categories, and it will begin to free up your day. Things you can do now, put them in your must do list. That's what happens today. Things you can do later, find a place on your calendar, get it done. Things that doesn't have to be you, learn to delegate to someone else.
Yeah.
One of the wisest things someone taught me was don't do what someone else could do when you could be doing what only you can do.
Yeah.
As I'm writing new books and someone says, can you do this? I have to say, is that something someone else can do? Should it take me away from what only I can do? And it's a decision you have to make. And so you begin to prioritize life that way. If you can delegate it, find out who that is. And there are some things I've always hated to say no to anyone.
Mhm. I'm
It's,
right there with you, Gerald.
yeah. And I, I hate disappointment, disappointing someone else. But I've had to learn to say, is that something I need to do? If not, maybe I need to say no.
No. And I think that's really key and really important for so many people who are in this audience because, the audience is business owners. And as a business owner, we already wear a lot of hats,
Hmm.
but some of those hats need to be worn by somebody else.
Yes.
Because, like for me, I teach women how to become visible on camera, how to be more confident on camera. That's my zone of genius. That's what I do well. And what I don't do well is creating sales funnels and doing the back end stuff on the website. So that's something that's not a good use of my time. The
Right.
the 24 hours that I have in my day, that shouldn't be 15 of them.
That's right. Find out what your gifts are, excel in that, use your time there. And the other things, delegate or don't do.
Yes, absolutely. I've got one more thing that I just want to ask you before we go because we're pretty much out of time here.
Okay.
This has flown by like that. I wanted to know, um, because I think this will be very valuable for people, and you touched on it, but um, what is one thing that someone who is watching today can do to have a quick win when it comes to time if they're trying to do it all? Um, the number one thing they need to do today, or at least think about doing today.
Okay. I would say, especially because you have some CEOs and high level business people or entrepreneurs, the quality that makes a person that is one that likes to make decisions. They enjoy perhaps a pressure atmosphere. They get things done. They are a get doneer kind of person.
Yeah.
Don't try to do it all. Understand that you will be able to take on more and more and more, but it will swamp you. And you will not be able to excel at the things you are excelling at. Understand how to delegate. Understand some things don't need to be done. Understand there are other people to help you. Learn what is major and where your strengths are, and major where the majors are. Find out what the minute things are that may be required and learn to micromanage those moments. Um, Manage those micro moments, I'll say it that way,
Mhm.
rather than let them manage you. Don't be overcome by small things when you could be doing the big things.
I love that. That is perfect, Gerald. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and thank you for being here and being such a great guest. And you guys at home, you can find Gerald's book on Amazon. What's it called again? You can
It's
talk about.
called 30 Seconds That Can Change Your Life, Learning to Use the Unused Moments of Life.
Love that, and I love the quadrant. I'm going to try that. Um, I am one of those people who is hyper focused, but then somehow I seem to manage to waste time as well. So.
All right, if you can learn more about that, just look up, just Google Eisenhower Matrix.
Awesome. I will. Thank you so
Uh,
much. And
Thank
you guys
you.
at home, again, you can check out Gerald's book online on Amazon. And speaking of not doing all the things yourself because it may not be your wheelhouse, I wanted to remind you guys about the Creator Blitz, which is coming up in July 19th in Atlanta. It is one day where you will have content created for you, you will have business strategies, strategy sessions, workshops that you can monetize your brand and your business and really excel and get the hand holding that you might need for the things that you aren't necessarily good at doing because you are perfect at what you do, you're great at what you do, but you can't do it all, like Gerald said.
That's right.
So the link is in the comments. I hope to see you guys there. Early bird tickets are on sale right now for a limited time. So Gerald Robison,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
Jess. I appreciate it. Bye
All
bye.
right.